Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The campaign is Horror on the Orient Express. It's available from Chaosium. I'm the Keeper of the Secrets, and this is episode 34. We are currently enacting passages from L'Immagine del Diavolo, The Image of the Devil. Our recap will be given by Keith Craig as his character, Giles de la Grave. So, without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Keith?
So far, this crusade has not been what I thought it would be. Instead of destroying the infidels and their defilement of the Holy Land, we've sacked the city of Constantinople. After we successfully conquered the city, we were put on a task to find evil cults here. Our group found ourselves trapped inside a church that was being burnt down around us, and we escaped through the crypts into the cisterns underneath the city, where we encountered a honest-to-goodness dragon. Who would have thought that St. George actually did fight a dragon? Here I thought it was just a story. After we chased the dragon off, we quickly licked our wounds and left the cisterns behind. However, our quest was not done. We needed to go speak to Brother Merovac, the monk that is on the plague boat. Finding a civilian that would take us out there was easier with simple showing of our arms. He took us out, but even the sword could not convince him to get too close to the plague ship. We climbed aboard and spoke with Brother Merovac, who was very accommodating, knowing that he carried the vile leprosy. He told us about a suit of armor that would show its weakness if shown at an oblique angle to the light. Then he advised us to find an octagonal tower that is an ochre color whose top is red. Even though I had struggled to find the church earlier, I remembered quite clearly where that tower was. We decided that rowing to get closest would be faster than cutting across the city. So we set out post-haste. Once we landed, we started making our way across Constantinople, and the tower was in sight. However, some foul golems or constructs started attacking us. They were winged, and we would swing at them and you would hit them, but it's like they had no organs that they needed to live. You had to completely destroy them. I was attacked and had one attack on my back, starting to choke me, but I smashed it up against a wall and then stepped on it. With that, I decided to make a sprint for the tower, as obviously our element of surprise was gone. I was shocked to hear a voice I knew, a fellow knight, Gomery, who I heard was sending out people to go looking for us. As the others caught up, we peeked around the corner and saw that he was wearing the very armor that we were wanting. I don't think I'm going to see the Holy Land.
Thank you very much, Keith. So, you guys are kind of in hiding around the corner. A lot of the men have left, but 4 men have remained with Sir Gomery. So how do you want to proceed then?
I thought we ended last time by charging at them.
You're going to charge? Okay.
Oh, I was going to try and see if we could get a glimpse, of where the weak point is by maybe the light hitting his armor just right.
Well, it's one of those things that you sort of have to move around to get
if you
at the perfect angle.
Prepare your crossbow.
Of course.
And then you fire, and then we charge.
We also waited
the
for the
plan.
right moment for most of his thugs to disperse to search for us throughout the city.
Correct.
All right. Yep. So I'm going to try and kind of move my head around. Obviously I'll probably have to step out to where he might see me, but try and get that angle so I can see.
Okay. Do a stealth roll.
Okay. Yeah, I got decent spelling. 25 out of 45 is just a regular.
Okay. So you step out in order to get a better look at him. And in that particular moment, he is looking down at one of his men saying something to him. So he's not looking in your direction, but you don't quite see anything. Your comrades have told you that it's there. So
Mm-hmm. Okay.
what you want to do in that moment?
Since I don't see it and they're planning to charge, I'm going to take a shot at the guy that he's talking to, since I think his armor is impenetrable.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
36. I'll spend one point to make it a hard.
Okay. You were going to hit then, perhaps right in the guy's back or between his shoulder blades. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay, and a crossbow does 2d6. Or 1 and another 1. 2 points. Wow.
Okay. So the guy's got armor on. Your arrow, it penetrates enough to probably wound the guy, but the bolt falls away because it's not enough to actually penetrate. And in that moment, of course, Gomery looks up and he says, "It's them! Kill them! They're traitors!" And the four soldiers turn and they get ready to rush. They're going to rush at you.
So as they start moving towards Giles, this is where we ambush them.
Exactly. By surprise and stuff.
Indeed.
Okay. So they come towards you, and Giles, they are rushing. They're 10 feet from you with their swords drawn. They're not going to take turns fighting you. Go ahead and roll if you want to dodge, and then the rest of you can jump out, or the rest of you are going to jump out to surprise them. But
we don't want we don't want to let them all get to Giles and kill him. Like, as they're approaching him.
We
jump out,
surprise interdict them as they try to go for Giles.
Okay. So go ahead and let's go in our dex order. We'll have Dorian go first.
Yeah, you mean Martinez?
I'm sorry. Martinez.
Let's go.
Dorian will read the passage first.
Yes, I'll read the passage about Martinez Delinos. As he comes out to slash with his sword.
I'll give you because you guys are surprised, I'll give you guys a bonus dice.
Okay. Well, that's a hard.
Okay.
No, just a hard. Just a
hard. I got a 004. So as you leap out, you stop. He brings down his sword and he's slashing it at Giles, but he's twisting around to where he's hitting at you. And he does 1 point of damage to you. So he hits against your armor. Probably you're not really hurt. You've got armor on. Gabriel. You're all surprising at the same. I'm sorry, Andre. I wrote down your other character name. Sorry.
All right. So with the bonus dice, that went from a 76 to a 16. So I'll spend 1 point to make that an extreme.
You don't have to. I got a 76. Okay. So you can do damage to the first one or the second one.
10.
Oh my God. Basically, you leapt out and ran him through the middle with your sword. Let's see. Renaud, yeah.
With a bonus die. Oh, please work, because that was a 92. And a 32. Ooh, that's a hard.
Okay.
There's a hard. Is that?
Yep, that's good enough.
Home?
Yeah.
Excellent. So let's see. And a D. This is a 2, and a 2 is 4 points of damage.
Okay. Work that off. So you are engaged in combat with him. Gunter, you can act again.
All right, Gunter will read about how Gilda Graves will take another shot, but this time he's going to shoot at Gomery.
Gomery.
Okay. Just a regular.
Okay. Your bolt flies at him and hits him mid-chest, and it just seems to chink off before it actually even hits him.
Okay.
As if nothing happened. As a result, what he decides to do is turn around and ride back towards the tower. Almost without like concern. He's not even in a hurry, but he's obviously seeing what's happening in the battle, and he's just going to go to his tower. And Roland. I'm sorry. Yeah, Roland.
Or Brother David.
Or Brother David.
Sorry.
Yes.
Should have written down. Yeah.
Gomery is going into the tower to heat up his pitch for us. How delightful. We'll have a warm welcome. All right. One strike with the mace, 41. Second strike with mace, 001.
All right.
So
you hit one really well.
1d6 plus 1d4. Oh, I guess it's max, isn't it? With an 01.
That would be max.
That's 10. My mace has finally found its mark.
You hit him and knock him flat onto the ground. He's wearing armor, so he's not dead, but it wouldn't take much more to just squish his helmet. All right. One of these is going to go then for Dorian. I'm sorry.
Dorian Martinez.
I'm sorry, Martinez.
Was that our surprise attack?
That's correct.
And now we go into. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Right. So they were coming to attack you. So now they get an attack.
We've gotten 2 out of the 4 of them down. So
yeah.
Right. So this one's going to swing for Martinez.
No.
Do you want to fight or?
Well, I am going to fight. I'm just gonna try and fight back.
He got a 91, so
I got a 93.
All right. So you swing, you clash swords, bang, bang, bang. Nothing happens.
Deadlock.
Andre. This guy is going to swing for you.
He must want to die like his. I'm fighting back. I got a 38, which is. I'll spend a point to make it a hard success.
Okay, because he got a hard success.
Oh. So even if I tie, he still beats me.
No, you went. Yeah, because he's attacking you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, that's right. You're attacking. All right.
Yeah.
So he manages to hit you. He manages to hit you, and he does 5. You have armor
time.
Yeah. A little bit of armor to block.
My armor. I rolled an 8 on my armor.
Oh, okay. So it bruises you a little underneath your armor, but it doesn't hurt you. Renaud.
Okay, so I'm gonna the one that I was working on that I got a good 4 points into.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to finish that little dirty, rotten cultist. bad guy off there. Let's see what happens. Oh, not with the 7. Oh no, a 75. That's still a hit. Oh, that's a regular hit.
And I got an 89, so I'm not stopping you.
Take that, you foul. 3 plus. Come on, something nice. So 3 plus 3, that's 6. 10 into this.
I'd say you managed to knock him off of his feet and then slip the sword through, the gap in his armor, and finish him off. So you've killed 2 of them. One of them is on the ground wounded under Brother David's foot. The last one is going to go for Giles.
Okay. I will dodge because I have a crossbow in my hand.
Okay.
A 0-2 on the dodge. That is an extreme.
Do a really good dodge. I got 89.
Yeah.
So he misses you. At this point, when he sees that his comrades are down, he starts yelling for reinforcements and turns to run away to get the others. So there is a moment when his back is turned. But Brother David, do you want to coup de grace your fellow on the ground?
I think these are actually innocents who don't know that Gomery is not really Gomery. So I'm not eager to finish them off, except this fellow is going to call for reinforcements. So I'd rather swing on him.
Okay.
We can handle. We have enough trouble in the castle. So, I'm not going to be able to do that because I rolled a 94.
Okay. I got an 87. So he missed you, you missed him.
Yeah.
And he sort of leaps up and over the guy on the ground and starts running or clanking along.
I think it's worth a shot, de la Grave, as they say.
Yeah, I'll let you try and shoot him if you want.
All right. I'll bravely shoot him in the back.
What heroes do.
Yeah, that's right. Regular.
Okay, I got a 91, so he's not able to defend himself. Go ahead and roll.
God, fucking beat 2d6. I did 3 points.
Okay. Your bolt goes through his armor and jams into his shoulder as he's running away. But it didn't really stop him.
Might have slowed him a moment, enough to maybe tackle him.
No, we have to. I'm going for the tower.
If we can finish this before reinforcements come back, he will be slowed.
Yeah.
And they've scattered all over looking for us. So let's see if we can remove this foul helm and armor before we're inundated.
So you're running towards the tower?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
If the 4 run for the tower, if I think I can tackle this guy that's going to run off and get others,
he's already too far away.
Wounded. Oh, he's too far away? Okay, I'll join the tower.
And you know that those other soldiers aren't that far away.
Got it.
Although they were dispersed, so he will only get a group of them. We need to look at the tower for traps, of course. He might, I wasn't joking about the boiling pitch.
All right.
What's the edifice of the tower like? Is it one portcullis stone entryway? Are there?
It is an octagonal tower. It goes almost straight up. It has very little narrowing at the top. The very top of it seems to have its own level. So kind of imagine it looks like a big lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom of it doesn't have anything more than a doorway. It looks like a little arched doorway. The tower itself is kind of a dark ochre color, and the top of it is red. But the door is not. There's not a door. There's no door actually there.
Just an opening.
Is the architecture suggestive of a form that we know? I mean, it's not a lighthouse. It's not. It doesn't look like a fortification.
Probably early Byzantine. Yeah.
And what kind of use would it seem to have?
Maybe just a lookout tower.
Is the top crenellated?
It is not. It doesn't seem to have an outside. It's not like a tower you can get on top of. It's a little peaked roof on the top of it.
Right.
But it is. You are not from up there. You're sure that you could be able to see out into the Golden Horn.
But we think he sent all of his men, or all of the men that are following him unknowingly, perhaps. Did any of his force look like the fellow that was following when we were besieged at the church?
No, I think those guys want to kill him as well to take the simulacrum.
Right. Yeah. Do we think these are...
Gomery was dressed like a Frank.
Yeah. Yeah, and Gomery fought with you at the siege. We think that this is an illusion or something of the kind. So, yeah, all right. So I'm going to, mindfully stick my head into the arch and see if there's anything going on there.
Before you even stick your head in, the stench hits your nostrils. There is the smell of death and decay inside. When you look inside, there is a large wooden door, but it is open. It's just thrown back. There is on the ground, across from where you're entering, there is a staircase going up to the second level, which is maybe 20 feet above. The tower is much taller than that. So if this is the average, you'd guess there might be 6 or 7 floors. The staircase has no railing. It is just stone steps built into the wall of the structure itself. The floor in here is scattered with human bodies that have decayed and rotted, and there are bones and blood and gore everywhere. These look like soldiers and people who have been slaughtered.
Yeah, gonna say a little prayer over this charnel house. It might be wise, Delagrave, for you to lead with the ranged weapon.
Agreed.
It's dusk. Is that what I remember? Or no, did we say that in the morning?
Midday. I think it's midday. Yeah.
Yeah. Because we went to the plague ship late at night.
Yeah. So the tower. Oh, right. We slept not long on the skiff.
Right.
So it's probably, if it's a conning tower, there's probably ample light coming in. We don't have to worry about that.
Well, there are no windows at this level.
Well, I'll go right by you.
Fairly shady and dark.
Yeah.
Because if someone leaps out hand to hand, you won't be able to deal with that. So
it does not look like there's any place on this first floor to hide. It's basically a big circular octagonal room with stairs going.
All right, well,
mind your footing with all this gore.
Start going up the steps and.
Indeed, you can't cross the floor without the crunch of bones under your feet.
All right.
So you get to the stairs and you start to go up. The second floor is somewhat the same. There are gory corpses lying all over. These seem much more fresh. There is blood and viscera. Their intestines have been pulled out and somehow sort of woven together in strange, what seem like it must mean something. And their blood has been used to cover the walls in some sort of characters. You'd guess that they're Turkish letters, and they seem to be spelling out what for all intents and purposes look like prayers in that language. Do any of you have Turkish?
No.
No,
Yeah.
I have Arabic, but not Turkish.
Right. Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, so you don't know what they say. You can all do sanity rolls.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I do have a cult, though. May I try that?
Sure.
I failed.
Sanity.
Pass on sanity.
Yeah, I passed.
Failed.
I would say that there's some really dark black magic stuff going on here. This is obviously the work of a diabolist, somebody worshiping Satan and the devils. And from what you've seen of those winged demons, you're not surprised.
Yeah.
Did any of you lose
I failed.
sanity? 1d4. You lose 1 sanity if you pass. You lose 1d4 if you lost.
3.
I took 4.
I have a hard success for my occult. Is there anything more specific than the obvious fact that this is devil's work?
Not really. Not unless you can read the
Right.
language.
Yeah, Turkish is not like Arabic.
No.
No. All right. So you're going to head up to floor 3. Floor 3 presents an even more gruesome sort of picture. There are chains hanging from the ceiling, and there are body parts, human torsos that hang from the hooks. They've been arranged and hung in a circle about 20 feet across, and their entrails have been pulled out, and they make a complex pattern of lines with their entrails on the floor. It's the stairs is on the other side of the room. You've steeled yourselves a little bit, though, to what horrors you're likely going to see, so you don't have to do a sanity roll again.
Flanders, can you cut some of these apart as you pass? I feel as though they might be some attempt to ward or perhaps further
with
summon demonic
pleasure.
presence.
With pleasure, Brother David.
So as Renaud steps forward and swings his sword and slices through the intestines, the pattern on the floor is disturbed. And as it does, it suddenly begins to pull together and coalesce. And suddenly being sort of manufactured in front of your eyes is one of these skin devils composed of body parts and entrails and everything. And it flaps its wings into existence and screeches to come and attack you.
Dear God, is that a sand check?
We'll deal with that after that.
Oh,
So it's coming straight at Renaud. So
So I'll, if I can, I'll try to swing at it as it comes.
yeah,
But
you can defend
if
yourself.
if I'm stunned, I understand.
It's immediately attacking. And this room is
Ooh, that is a hard. Ooh, should I bring that to an extreme?
you don't need to. You don't need to. You win.
22.
So do some damage to it.
Alrighty, here we go. Come on, damage. Be nice this time. Hey, there's a nice one. 7 plus, well, 1. Oh, still 8.
Okay. You hit it and you knock it to the floor where it flaps. And as it does this, you suddenly start to notice all of these bodies begin to quiver and twitch like they're still alive. You haven't killed it, and it seems to be drawing more of these entrails into itself and rebuilding. The rest of you can act. We can start with Martinez.
Blackest necromancy. Perhaps we should draw and set the tower aflame.
Isn't it dumb?
I don't know what
It's
to do.
There may be some wood support beams.
Do you want to just watch?
I guess for now that's what we can. We should do. We shouldn't. I don't think we should attack it yet. We do not know what this is.
No, we have to kill all the abominations. I want to go for one of the corpses that are starting to move.
The twitchy corpses hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
I'm just going to observe.
It actually can't do anything. So
Mhm.
if you want to just start hacking at them like pinatas.
Yes, that's what I want to do. I don't know what a pinata is, but
Keep your eyes open.
that is what Andre's going to do.
All
I
right.
believe it's Spanish for small evergreen.
So just, I'm not even going to make you roll for this because these things aren't fighting back. Unless you're going to go for the skin devil that's rebuilding itself. You start hacking at the hanging corpses, and you find that when you hit them, they begin to bleed as if they were still alive. But very quickly they stop twitching once you start doing that.
Nice.
Is anybody going to go for the skin devil?
Oh yeah, I'm going to follow my attack up with it. With as it's down, what I would do in combat, I just follow through. And now that it's down, I'd keep on wailing at it and hacking it until it stops moving.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Is it? Do I get a bonus because it's down and not doing much? Or?
I honestly think that you couldn't miss. So
okay.
Just do
30
damage to it.
Okay. Ooh, there's an 18. Okay, so damage. Let's see. Come on, be nice. Ooh, 8 plus. Oh, come on. What's that? Not another 1, is it? Come on. Sorry. It's hard to see. Oh, it's a 4. Yeah, it's max damage.
All right.
12.
So what's happening in this room is part of this whole thing makes you angry that this monster has done this horrible thing to these people. And you vaguely imagine these are all soldiers and knights and townspeople and stuff that have been chopped up. So you just like a berserker start chopping everything up, and it twitches and it quivers, and then it falls to the ground and it stops. You can see also that from the stairs going to the next level, there is light coming from up above, but you think that it might be torchlight.
I am going to continue charging up the steps to the 4th level.
Come up to the 4th level, and the room seems to be partly filled with bodies once again. They have been mangled, they have been torn and shredded and everything else. They've been piled. Some of them have been beheaded. Some of them have had limbs chopped off. Some are just limbs lying on the ground. And they're all twitching like they're still alive, even though that's impossible.
Yeah.
But there are torches in here that are lit, and there are stairs continuing upward. You can also hear noises coming from up above, flappings, and so perhaps if some of you have worked with pigeons or falcons, it sounds like something flapping upstairs, like a roost or a place where they keep animals.
The devil's dovecote is what it sounds like. This desecrator has probably got a team of those winged sacks of guts. Really, we can't just go downstairs and fill the first floor with good port and set the whole tower on fire. The suit can't burn, but he can be burned out of it, perhaps.
Those fools who have fallen for this deception will surely not allow this.
The building itself is mostly stone, So
Corpses burn if they get hot enough. But it's true, downstairs
Let's
we're likely to be
smoke 'em out.
assailed.
all right, next floor.
Yep. Keep pressing.
Christ be with us.
Who's going up the stairs first?
I am.
Right. As
My
you come up,
crossbow out.
you immediately realize what you're seeing as you get to the next level. But we'll call it the Skin Devil Feast Hall. There are large tables laid out with piles of body parts that continue to wiggle and quiver. And there are 6 of these large skin devil creatures in the room that are feasting on the bodies. When you come up and they see you, they're of course going to scream horribly and come to attack you.
Okay.
So let's see. Martinez.
This time I'm definitely not hesitating. I'm not going to watch. I will attack this time.
Okay. You've all kind of figured that they're not that good at attacking. You don't want them to get their intestines around your neck.
4.
4?
Yes.
I'm
4.
not even going to have you roll for damage. You cleave one of them in half as it comes at you. So that's 1 down.
Take that.
Andre.
Yep, I want revenge.
Go ahead and see if you hit.
31 is a hard success.
That's better than my roll. So once again, you cleave one of them as it flaps towards you. Renaud.
Okay, let's see. Can you keep it going? Hey, 36. That is, wait for it. 36. 37 is the heart. So that's a heart. That's just under heart.
This one is a little bit more wily. Got a 004.
Oh, no.
So as it flaps around you and somehow manages to avoid your sword, it is going to throw a noose around your neck of intestines. And it's got you all of a sudden by the throat. Not Gunter, Giles.
All right. Does the stairway continue up?
It does.
All right. I am going to sorry, Renaud, we must chop the head off this snake. I'm gonna try and run up the steps to the next floor because these skin devils are just his tools.
The stairs this time, they seem to be a little longer as they're winding around and going up. And when you get to the top, there is a large, heavy door that is barred closed.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try and slam into it to break it open, but
okay. Do a strength roll.
my good attribute 68 is just a regular.
Yeah, almost no damage to it at all. You bounce back and it's a good heavy oak door.
It must be iron branded.
Not Roland. Brother David. There are still 3 of these things.
Well, it's the one on Brother Arnold that I'm worried about.
Right.
Which is why I threw my die on the floor. All right. Oh, sorry, Renaud. 98.
you hit
me in the
Renaud in the face.
Once again, there is kind of a ballet of death as it's lifting him partly off the ground and dragging him around. Okay, well, Gunter, you're at the top of the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Martinez.
You're muted.
I was that
Speechless.
stunned by the displays that I could not speak. I am going to help Renaud, obviously. I cannot
Okay.
leave him. Oh, shit. 89 will not help you.
Okay. It's got him about 4 inches off the ground. He's hanging by his neck. Um, Andre.
Flanders,
Yeah,
there's still time
feeling-
to confess your sins.
Now, there are
Feeling
still
the
two of
echo.
these things coming at you.
I know, but so I'm gonna hack at one of them. So I
Okay.
can't let these things. If we all get things around our necks, then we're we're all gonna die. So I'm gonna try to fight off the others. 06.
You cleave one of them. So you've really only got the two that are left, one of which is occupied with Renaud. And it is Renaud's turn.
I would like to try to hack and slash at it if I can.
You're
or
swinging
if,
with your
am-
sword.
am
Do
I
it with a
uncon-
penalty dice.
Do it with a penalty dice now.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. All right, let's see. All right. Ooh, oh, darn it. Look at that. There's a 16. That's a critical. But now for the penalty die. 36 is still a hard because 37 is the hard.
Okay. I'll say that you managed to deftly swing your sword around and slice through the intestines, and you drop 6 inches to the ground. Let's see. Now it's Gunter.
Yep.
Giles, you're up at the door.
I'm going to try and force it one more time because I don't think I got that last shot in very well.
Okay. Go ahead and do a strength roll.
Okay. Gosh. I want to break this door down, so I'll spend 14 to get a hard.
Okay. Roll a 1d4.
Okay. 1.
You clack into it, and you bash into it with whatever you're fighting with. And you're doing some damage, but it's pretty heavy door.
Yeah.
Okay. And Roland. Brother David.
We have one flapping bag of filth
Correct.
squirming from within as its feast is still moving. So I'll try to mace it. 45 is a regular only.
Okay, you got a bad roll. So you get it when it's near the wall, and you just smash it against the wall with your mace. It takes Renaud only a couple of seconds to slice the other one that was still sort of flapping, and all of these things are dead. And it's terrifying to look around the room and see all the stuff on the table is quivering somehow. You all see Giles up on the stairs trying to bash in the door, but it looks like he's not getting very far.
No.
If we bring a table up the stairs, we can use it as a ram?
There's not much room for that, but
Maybe a torch. We could maybe get the door to catch, and fire burn would be.
Well, if you're cooperative, or if you can chop at it with something, you can. You're thinking that maybe if you could get the sword through the door and lift up, you could lift whatever is barring the door.
Anyone have an axe? I don't have an axe, which would be obviously ideal.
Well, Brother David does have a
mace.
I've got a mace.
The mace is our
Mace.
best option, I think. Batter
There
that
we
door
go.
down. And if we turn our swords around and use the pommel,
Exactly.
start bashing it that way.
Regular success with a mace,
okay.
which the damage is 1d6 plus dB. Should I do that?
Go ahead. Yeah.
7.
Rather than prolong it, you hear a crack. You hit it again. You hear a sharper crack, and the door suddenly flings inward. You look inside, and there is a horrible stench, the stench of death. There is almost a palpable thickness to the air as you're stepping inside. It's a large, circular, more or less, room. On the far side, there is a raised steps going up, and you can see Gomery standing there, facing away from you. And there is a large wooden structure, maybe 20 feet around, a circle. And in the middle of it is stretched human skins that have been stitched together to make a kind of looks like a trampoline on its side. And towards the center of this skin circle, the skin seems to be twisting and moving, and there's kind of a purplish blue light that sort of defies explanation. It hurts your brains to look at it. You can see Gomery is standing there. He still looks like he's in full armor, and you can definitely see the glint of something around him. And in his hand, he has what looks like a small knife. I mean, it certainly isn't a sword. It's more of a dagger, but it's, maybe that long at the most. And as you bash in the door, he turns towards you and he says, "You fools. You're going to ruin everything."
Good.
That's right. I want to go and cut his skin thing open.
Okay.
If he's not between me and it.
He is between you and it. Yeah, the thing is kind of his altar, I guess.
Yeah.
You can all do sanity rolls as you're in here.
Yes.
Oh no!
Nice.
That's a big
29, I
thing.
passed.
I
Pass.
also passed.
Okay.
That's
If you
Big
if you
fail.
passed 1d3, if you failed 1d8.
Oh,
I
D8,
still
nice.
lost 3 on a pass.
Nice.
Yeah, me
Oh,
too.
goodness.
I also lost 3
Three.
on the pass.
Me too.
So
Wow.
nobody got
Me
Lose
too.
3?
nobody got
I
5 or
lost
more.
3.
All right.
I failed, but lost 3.
In unison.
How did we all lose 3?
Very
That's
strange.
It's exactly how horrific it is. It's technically exactly 3 horror.
Yeah.
This is the only horror that's objective. It's objective. A 3 horror.
So from somewhere in the room, up above in the rafters of the building, 2 more of these skin devils suddenly come swooping down towards you. I'm going to do it quickly. One of them rolled a 90 something. So one of you cuts it down. The other one's rolled a 6.
Okay.
Since Andre said something, we'll say that as he leaps forward, this thing attacks him. So go ahead and see if you can beat a 2 or a 3. I picked up my dice. I don't remember what I just said
You rolled a 4.
before.
all luck.
I did not.
Okay.
And I don't have
the-
enough luck to spend to get it down that low.
The thing is going to leap onto you and try and sink its teeth into your neck.
Cool, I'm not stopping. I want to go for that stupid altar thing.
Okay. Everybody else is thinking the same thing?
I'm going to just shoot my arrow at it, like where the bluish purplish light. Try
Okay.
and make that like the bullseye.
So is everyone else going for the target that he's working with, the stretched skin?
I'm gonna mace at his legs. I'd like to get the suit of armor on the ground so we could look for its glint.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was thinking the same thing. I will
The
assist
strange-
Brother
the-
David.
The strange purplish light, when he's standing in front of it, you can definitely see like sparkles along where his shoulders are and where his neck is and where his legs are. So you're definitely seeing it because of that light.
Okay, so then I guess I'll go for the tarp then, because it's a sword that should take the suit apart. I'm not gonna bash
Okay.
into those.
And the tarp is on the other side of him. So he's between you and the tarp. So, okay, let's go in order once again. We'll say, Martine, what do you do?
Martinez is taking a moment to observe. He, as a young knight, it is very it gets to him a bit more. So he would rather watch Renard, the more experienced knight,
Okay.
go forth.
Andre, you can go next.
Yeah, I'm just going for the stretched skin.
Okay. He is going to attempt to intervene as you're coming towards him, which is odd because all he's got is that little knife.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Andre.
74 is a regular success.
Okay. He got a 16. So as you come forward towards him, and he boldly, without any kind of fear, sort of steps towards you, moving, he brings that knife down in front of you. And he scores a hit. And it slices through your armor and into your skin as if there was nothing there. And you suddenly have a horrifying, gaping wound, 6 points of damage.
That drops me to 0.
But it's not bleeding, and you're not dying. It is excruciatingly painful. So you can do a con roll to see if you just fall to the ground in agony.
I fall to the ground in agony.
You fall to the ground in agony.
Thus the devil carves the flesh for his feasts.
While this thing is still on my back, so Andre is in a bad state of affairs.
Yeah, and that thing's probably going to try to eat you. But let's see, Renaud.
Okay, well, my original goal, I'll carry on with it because it was sort of all simultaneous. I was going with Brother David to tackle him.
Okay.
And I'll go with my sword to try to wedge it through his armor and get up into him.
Okay.
Start maybe prying it off.
Go ahead and swing at him.
Oh, okay. So this is sort of a creative gouge. Ooh, wow, 16. Yeah, that's a extreme.
Okay. You your sword, let's say your sword goes right between his legs, and then you attempt to sort of pry and pull. When you do, there are definitely like blue-green sparks that fly from whatever is protecting him. He doesn't seem to actually being cut. But you can see for a moment there's a flash of light that seems to go around his hips and one of the legs that you're hitting on. But it doesn't seem to do any damage.
My goal is to like get in there and like try
pry.
To pry, like, just press it home with ripping it out, trying to at least.
What's odd is he seems to almost be impervious to inertia. It's like he's a statue. It's like he's hard as a rock, and you're trying to do it. But you can see definitely these lines where the armor is attached. Brother David, you were going with him?
When I realized that the glints were making the gaps evident, I decided to go for the tapestry. But since Andre has fallen in front of it with that thing on him, I'm going to try to bash the thing.
Okay.
I probably don't understand that Andre's already badly off. 41 is a regular only.
The thing is kind of pinned underneath him, so it's fairly easy to smash it.
All right.
But as you look at Andre's wound, it's horrifying. I mean, it's a good 4-inch deep gouge going through him, and he should be gushing blood, and he should be dying, but he is hysterical with pain.
This is how they prepare the food for the soul suckers. I'm going to have to take a moment of prayer to decide whether I need to bash Andre's head in.
Right.
But if the thing's not eating him, that's a good start.
We'll call that a little bit of sanity. You can do a sanity loss as you're close up and looking at this. Giles.
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot my bolt at the purplish light. It's
Okay.
coming from the skin tapestry. 99.
Okay. Well, I was going to give it to you anyway. Your bolt flies straight towards the center. I mean, how could you miss? The thing's 5 feet across. But your bolt just sort of goes thump, and disappears into it. You don't see the bolt. It's as if it were some sort of magical gateway that you're shooting at. Let's see. So now let's go back up to the top. Well, first, this guy. He's going to... he's already got Andre. So he is going to go for Roland, since Roland is near Andre. I'm sorry, Brother David. And he is going to attempt to slash with this knife that he has. What do you want to do, Brother David? Dodge or attack. Yeah.
I think I'm going to swing the mace at him because I'm pretty outraged at the condition of my brother. 16 is that hard or extreme? It's I will spend to make it extreme.
Okay. Well, in that case, as he swings down at you with this knife, you bring your mace up and hit him. I'm supposed to roll for this. You hit him in his left arm. And when you do, there is the sound of almost like the sound of broken glass as there's a flash of blue light, and this, whatever it is, invisible, breaks loose and falls onto the ground. It looks like a human arm. It's kind of purple colored, and it's just laying there. What's really weird when you look at it is it doesn't look like a piece of armor. It looks like a statue's arm.
Yeah, not something that could be worn. I'm going to, of course, begin praying loudly in Latin.
His reaction to it is, "No, you fool!" And he pulls back and kind of turns himself so that his left arm is away from the combat. And still has the knife in his right hand.
I'm going to interrupt my Latin to scream, "Achilles' arm!" and go back to prayer.
Let's see. We're back up to Martinez.
Martinez, who, by the way, during his moment of recollection while you guys were gone, he did get his little bottle of special liquid, which is just water, and poured it over himself. And now he is going to, especially after Brother David shouted, charge heroically towards the man and try to do something.
Right.
Let's see. 22. That is a hard success. I can spend the luck to make it an extreme if
he got a hard as well. He's attempting to dodge.
So you'll need to get an extreme to hit him then if he's dodging.
Right.
I'll just spend the points of luck, which is where the fuck is which is 8 points of luck to spend.
Okay.
There we go.
You swing and you hit. And you hit his right arm as this happens. Now, he doesn't let go of the knife, which he still has, But the same sort of weird thing happens, like little bolts of blue electricity, and the right arm comes falling off and hits the ground with a clatter. And it also looks like a purplish colored statue, not something hollow. So now he's kind of furious. He is going to attempt to leap away from you and up right in front of his trampoline, and holds the knife up and starts chanting something as he's facing this altar. And it is, Andre, you're on the ground screaming. It's Renaud.
Oh, I'm going to do my best to make sure he does not make it there, because I was in melee with him before, so he should be right there. So I'm going to try my best to come down on one of his two unarmored arms. And there is a 34. 37 is hard. 15. So I can make that. Yeah, I can make that an extreme if need be. That's going to be a lot of luck.
Well, I'm going to say that if you make it an extreme, you do cut through his left arm, and you also your sword crashes into his hip, and there is once again sort of a blinding flash of blue lightning, and the pieces of the armor fall down onto the ground, and he screams out, grabbing a hold of his arm, and wheels around, and he says, a curse on you and this entire crusade. Giles, you're going to shoot him with your bow and arrow, and with your crossbow.
Yeah. Right in the stupid face.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend 12 to make that an extreme.
All right. Your bolt goes right into his forehead. And there's, if he was yelling anything at that moment, he stops. He goes kind of cross-eyed for a moment, and he drops to the ground. And when he drops to the ground, he begins to slump into a kind of gooey ooze. And the lights go out on the altar, and the skin begins to rot and fall to the ground. And the skin devils, they immediately slurp into goo and horror. And there would be silence, except that Andre is in excruciating pain laying there on the ground.
Flanders, if you can see to his wounds, I'll pray for him, but we may not.
I'll do everything I can with my knowledge of medicine and battlefield dressing.
He is in so much pain, wouldn't it be to say last rites and, put him down?
Where's the gash again?
It's just in his arm? Right across his chest.
Oh, across the chest. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, never mind. Okay.
I guess if everyone's, I'm going to throw some liquid on Andre, some cleansing liquid water, and then see you in another life, Andre.
Wow.
You're going to dispatch Andre? Okay.
Yeah, just sword straight down.
The old coup de grace.
Maybe in his brain, maybe in his heart, I don't know.
When you pierce or cut or kill any other part of his body, he bleeds. And after just a matter of moments, he bleeds out and he's dead.
I am sorry.
The altar is disintegrated, and you soon find out, that everything that was twitching in this building is no longer twitching. It is now rotting like normal rotting things rot. Do a spot hidden for me.
This tower will never be clean.
No.
We must take this statue somewhere Oh, I spot
Regular spot
everything.
hit. Yeah.
I rolled a 1.
Oh,
There you go. What he saw.
yeah.
Jesus Christ. I
So,
thought I saw more, but you saw more.
Amidst a few, I guess what you would call personal items of Sedevkar that are here, you also find a number of scrolls that seem to have been written on stitched together human skin. They look like they might be in Persian or Arabic. They have illustrations of horrific torture and things like that, and they are tied together with little sinews of human muscle. There are a number of them. I think there's 6. There's 6.
And those aren't deteriorating like the other skin?
No.
These are preserved better.
They seem also to have been written in human blood. Along with the pieces of the Sedevkar simulacrum, you also have the knife. The knife itself is very odd looking. It seems to be, you would guess it's made out of bone, probably human bone, but it doesn't look like any bone from any person that you've ever seen. It's got little inlaid green stones that aren't faceted. They're sort of polished flat. There's a green leather binding on the handle, but the blade itself is very strange. It's shaped like a claw, and it seems to have little regular nicks in it, and it's black and non-reflective. So it's not like obsidian, but it looks extremely sharp. Well, obviously.
Sharp and very cursed, for that matter. We should wrap it up carefully in something impervious, because a nick from it might cause unending pain.
Yes.
This needs to be hidden or destroyed or gotten rid of this
Do a
foul.
luck roll, Brother David.
Spent a little. Wow. I filled that by exactly the luck I've spent. Like 1 point.
Irony.
In the attempt to wrap it up, which you are able to do if you're careful, you do discover that it seems to be able to cut through anything effortlessly.
Yeah, it must be put in maybe the sea. What can make a thing like this safe?
Was there a sheath he had for it?
There's not.
A scabbard?
He probably kept it in that stone hand or whatever that matter is.
Well, if we could get Brother Andres of Troyes and get him a proper tomb, we could hide the dagger in Andre of Troyes and bury it with him for all time.
Yes, that sounds like a noble possibility. It would give him something to do.
Well, remember that you were told by Baldwin to bring anything that you find back to him.
That's right.
So
We can't disobey Baldwin.
So
we can disobey Baldwin if it's a matter of
Our souls.
necromantic magic that must be destroyed or kept away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have
you've also got Merovac, who's the occult expert.
That's right. The leper might know what to do with this thing. It's wholly safe if held by the hilt.
Yes, it is.
But there's no way to wrap it.
Well, you can if you're, like I say, if you're careful and you drape something around it and just don't wiggle it around much.
Right. It might stay in a box, especially if the box is made to hold the hilt. It won't. The blade won't
hold the handle, and then have the blade not touch anything.
All right. So, well, you want to go back to Merrivac? Do you want to go to Cal Baldwin now that you've succeeded in your mission?
I think Merivek for wisdom first, Baldwin for authority after. And should we take Andre's body away from this evil place?
Andre's not going to be left here in this hellish pit.
Full of liquid
deserves
flesh.
He deserves a proper burial.
Yeah, exactly.
So
With us.
we need a sack. Perhaps we can fashion something out of one of our tabards again to carry the pieces of this blasted necromantic statuary away. And two of us can bear on. I mean, we can bear Andre down the stairs easily enough, but across the city it might be burdensome. We'll get a.
Well, and you still have the Venetians out there.
Yes, well, I mean, we can send them in to talk to their master, but
You do have a boat.
I do have the skiff.
That's how you got here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we expertly hid it well.
We retconned it under a rock on the riverside.
Okay. So I'll give you a little bit of an up. So what happens is you take the boat. You head back over towards the ship of plague, or the ship of leprosy. The pestis, yeah. You give Merovac, you show him the items, and of course he marvels at the strangeness. He invites you to come back tomorrow. He's going to look things up, and you can study the artifacts together. But he does suggest that you take the knife, at least, because it's a martial weapon, to Baldwin, and let him see it. So you then take just the knife and all of the information with you back to Baldwin. Baldwin is amazed by the knife. It's amazing how it cuts, and he thinks it's going to be a treasure, but not used for any kind of evil. He'll have it put into his stuff. Now, as a reward, he is going to reward each of you 50 gold marks. And it says here, by comparison, the other men of the Fourth Crusade that were part of the sack, they only got about 20 silver marks each, which they weren't exactly happy about, but you're given quite a bit more. And Merovac keeps the scrolls as well.
With this money, we can afford to take Andre back to Troyes to bury him in his family land.
Yeah, he'll be given a burial.
We should also take some of this money and write of this epic journey we've just had in wonderful journal for posterity's sake. Maybe someone will read it one day.
Once you were off your little boat and crossing part of the city to get back to Baldwin, you notice something. There are soldiers on both sides, Venetian and Franks, that are crying. They seem to have reached a point of absolute remorse for the hideous horror that they've caused in the city. Nobody's fighting. Everybody is trying to help clean up and fix things. And it's as if that dark shadow that hung over the entire city is gone.
It's the soul of Andre blessing this blasted place.
The next day, you all receive a summons from Baldwin. When you get to the palace, he's furious. Merovac has stolen the simulacrum and the scrolls. He's murdered his crew and thrown them overboard, and the Pestis is nowhere to be found. And so he tells all of you, those of you who are left, you need to find him and retrieve whatever the stuff that he stole. And so the book comes to the last page. Somebody can read it.
Friends, we trusted the wrong man.
Would it be the ghostly voice of Andres reading this?
Thus,
Yes.
the devil's abominable image was stolen from the hands of those who would have destroyed it, if only they had known the truth. That false monk, that evil leper, Brother Merovac, took the artifact as his own, and we know nothing of what he did with it afterwards. He himself was revealed to be a servant of Satan, and is called La Ancien Monstre, the ancient monster, by the Franks. But in the Turkish language, he is called Antik Canavar, which carries the same meaning. The noble and trustworthy knights searched long and hard to find him. It is not known if they succeeded. We know only that a new order was formed, the Knights of the Noble Shield, and their efforts continue even now to protect us from darkness. Even with that failure, the horrible wizard Sedefkar was dead, thanks be to God. The Dragon's Claw, that keen-edged knife, was safely sent to allies in the city of Zara. So it might be said that good had indeed triumphed over evil. But before his wretched life was snuffed out, the evil Turk had voiced a curse upon the European leaders of the Crusade that within a few years our Emperor Baldwin was captured, tortured, and killed by the Bulgars, who also beheaded Boniface and the other leader of the Crusade. The Venetian Doge also died soon after, his body remaining in Constantinople. Within a few years, even the Pope had died. The Latin Empire itself fell to the Greeks in 1261. Diaboli Simulacrum.
And so, as you want to all switch back into your other costumes, or do you want to call it there? It's a little early, but we can then pick up with Trieste next week. We've still got 45 minutes. You want to do that?
Yeah, I think that's a nice transition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we will pick up with Trieste. Do you want to say anything? Your characters are now in the
Oh, Gunter, after reading that, he kind of thinks if this evil that we're pursuing goes back to the Fourth Crusade, it's like, and they were unable to destroy it then, do you feel we have hope?
What I would have to say, Gunter, is that these knights and the monk who went and found Sedefkar and killed him, they didn't know what it was that they had in their hands at the time. They had everything they needed. They had the scrolls and the simulacrum. Everything they needed to destroy it, but they gave it to the wrong man, who evidently didn't keep it forever, because we know it ended up in France with that. Or perhaps that monk was that same.
It is encouraging
aristocrat.
to read that
Yes.
that he had, even with the armor, they were able to battle him and still defeat him. So it gives us hope that even if they do have some parts of this, we still have a good chance at, well, maybe not a good chance, but at least a chance to overcome.
We also haven't heard anything before in our journey on the train of a knife.
No.
In Zara, it said that it might still be extant. I don't know if we pass through there in our travels, it might be worth looking into. I mean, while we're destroying the simulacrum, I see no reason to leave such a artifact of evil just lingering somewhere.
No, in fact, it might
Sure.
be part of the instructions for destroying the suit eventually, since it cuts through all things.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Fair point. That material, whatever the simulacrum is made of, it's unearthly. I mean, it appears to be ceramic, but it's it's
Just its appearance.
otherworldly.
With
Yeah.
regard to the fact that the knights were able to defeat Sedefkar himself wearing it, I am afraid that the evil that this object or objects have been steeping in for hundreds of years has fed it, to the extent that it exudes such a toxic potentialities at a distance, even fragmented now.
Mm.
And the skinless ones, they are more organized and informed than Sedefkar himself was, although he was capable perhaps of creating the thing if it did originate with him.
Cool. Our players included Morgan Llewellyn, David Gassaway, Stuart Lively, Keith Craig, and Josh Harwood, with yours truly as the keeper of the secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you would like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 or $2 a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck. Good gaming.